We're here at the FreedomFest 2022. I believe it's day 4. It's been a great festival, but a long festival. But we are delighted to be joined by Greg Ryder. He is the CEO of LaunchCart. And what LaunchCart is an alternative to Shopify, the biggest e-commerce platform, I believe. What would you call it, Greg? The biggest e-commerce platform? SaaS platform in the world. And now Greg started his Instacart, LaunchCart. Greg started his LaunchCart because Shopify were, in his words, censoring conservative voices in stores. Greg, maybe you could talk to a little bit.
You know, it first started out when I had a friend, and he built this technology platform where he had thousands, actually over 10,000 designers create designs. And they put those designs on t-shirts, hats, and hoodies, and then they allow Shopify sellers to hook up to this technology and sell these designs. So he had over 10,000 Shopify stores using these designs. We're supporting all these artists and all these different people out there. And then one day, one of those artists created something that Shopify didn't like. They felt it was a little off, balance. He canceled that technology off their platform, which in essence canceled over 10,000 Shopify stores that were selling t-shirts and designs from this purveyor. That blew my mind. And at the same time, they canceled Trump's store. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It's like we need to have an alternative to where we can build a better, faster, higher converting platform that's going to allow free enterprise and capitalism to thrive out there. So that was one of the main things that got me going with LaunchCart.
So you're saying with LaunchCart, you could sell anything on there?
Anything within, we all said, you get to that discussion from the board level. Well, we're not going to allow kiddie porn, things of that nature. But we do have to have a set of policies like that. But yes, you're liberal, you're Democrat, you're independent. You want to sell some T-shirts, some hats, some hoodies. You want to sell some CBD products. You want to sell. We believe in free enterprise and capitalism. I've been doing, supporting that my entire adult life, and now I have a platform that's going to really help entrepreneurs globally, right? Because it's what's happened here in the United States. E-commerce is booming all over the world. So let's help everyone all over the world have a platform to sell their stuff online.
Shopify are a well-established, very strong competitor. What makes you confident that you could succeed?
Well, they have a technology platform that, first of all, is what's called app-driven. So you go sign up for Shopify today, and you want to have a customer support ticket system, you have to go get an app and pay extra money. If you want to collect customer reviews, you have to go get an app, pay extra money. If you want to have exit pops and do name acquisitions, you got to go get an app, pay extra money. And the next thing you know, you've got, think about it like your cell phone. What if you had a $1,400 Samsung cell phone and it didn't have any apps? You had to go to the app store, you had to look for an app, you had to configure, I want that app, download it, configure it, and then pay extra for it. That's what Shopify is. So we said, that's ridiculous in this day and age. So we said, let's build a platform where we figured out what the top 10 features and functionalities that every e-commerce seller needs, and let's build that natively into our platform. So now we save you time and we save you money. But also, it helps us convert higher. Because every time you install an app on Shopify platform, it slows your speed, your page load speed. When your page load speed gets slower, it hurts conversions. Because our stuff's built in natively, everything's faster, so we have higher conversions.
So it's not purely an ideological advantage that you feel, you also have a technical advantage. Who has signed onto your platform so far?
Well, we've had over 40,000 small business owners and entrepreneurs globally in 167 different countries sign onto the platform to use our platform. And the reason we did that, that happened, is we have a freemium model. Shopify doesn't have a freemium model. None of our competitors do. So the idea that you can go build a store on our platform, get started, is great. But then we also integrated in this new industry called print on demand and manufacture on demand. So let's say you want to put your logo on some t-shirts, some hats, some hoodies, some water bottles, some coffee mugs. We integrate with a company that prints it and fulfills it. So you literally could give me your logo. We can build a store on our platform and have you up and going and ready to sell product in about 3 hours globally. So that's pretty cool.
We have seen examples like Amazon Web Services taking down the Parler social media site, if you remember. If you do plan to take this route whereby you're not going to bend to political will or political pressure to maybe deplatform certain businesses or individuals, are you in a position to, fight back against somebody who may want to deplatform you?
Boy, that's a great question. I mean, in the reality, I grew up a conservative. and a man of principle. Like my father, I was born into a very, very wealthy family, and my parents got divorced when I was 2, and I lived the rich dad, poor dad story. And my dad used to tell me, you don't need a contract for anything. You shake their hand, you give them your word, and that's how we do business. That cost me millions, by the way. But again, that's kind of how I was brought up, a man of principle. So you think about that going, we're in this day and age that if we don't stand up for our principles and what we believe in and our God-given rights and this no compromise. I mean, we're in this compromise society where it's like, well, we compromise. I want to stand up for principle, and I have to say, I don't necessarily. I haven't been tested. Would I stand up for my principles at the risk of going out of business? I probably would, but I have a few investors that have invested. We're looking for more investors to help grow and scale our business. So it's really, really a tough thing. So you have to really seek God and have a board of directors and really kind of figure that out. But I want to stand for principles.
Why do you feel it is that there are, let's take Shopify, who are canceling conservatives? We have Twitter, one of the big incumbent social media platforms, Facebook, Google. They've all been accused of canceling conservatives. We very rarely, if ever, hear about big incumbent businesses, it being discovered they have a conservative bias and they're trying to cancel liberals. Why exactly is that?
I really don't know. I don't, you think about, to me, and again, even though Shopify is a Canadian company, but it's got to be the most anti-capitalistic thing that anyone can do is cancel somebody's e-commerce store when they're selling things that are, obviously legal. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, skincare, hair care, whatever that is. Why would you do that? Because of an ideology? I don't get it. And I said to you earlier, I think it's got to be a spiritual thing because it's just happening all over the place. And I'm a man of faith and a Christian. I want to stand up for my beliefs and my principles. And I really believe that there's a spiritual warfare going on this globe.
So what's next for LaunchCart?
Well, what's next for LaunchCart is I'm doing something no one else has ever done before, is we're creating what I call the source and sell marketplace. And the source and sell marketplace is going to allow companies to add their products into this marketplace. It'll be like a B2B marketplace. And then as a LaunchCart seller, I can go into the marketplace and go, I want to sell that guy's coffee. I want to sell that guy's hats. I want to sell that guy's skincare. I want to sell that guy's jeans. And they click buttons, and those products will be added to their store. So now I have GregRiderStore.com, and now I'm selling somebody else's product. I get a commission for selling that product, but then the order gets routed to the manufacturer or the brand owner. They do the fulfillment for me on a drop ship basis. They get the client data. They have a new distribution channel, and I make money, and I help perpetuate free enterprise and capitalism. And that's where I'm really lowering the barrier of entry for people globally. You literally, as long as you can have an internet connection, you know how to get online and build a little store with our technology, you could build a store, populate it with products, sell those products with some Instagram posts and some Facebook posts, going with the big tech, right? And sell 5 or 6 t-shirts, 5 or 6 hats, some skincare, and make money, make a living, change your life.
Sounds like an exciting model.
It is very cool.
Greg Ryder, LaunchCart. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Greg, thank you so much.